What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be installing these 3D printed speaker adapters that I printed out for the MR2. I have some 6.5-inch speakers that I have left over from some other build, and I need more sound in this car, so hopefully these work. But tag along and I'll show you how to get this done. Alright, one of the first things you want to do, there is a screw here right behind the door, or the handle I mean. Just gonna take that off. Phillips. You're gonna need one of these trim removers as well. You don't want to pull on it too much or else you'll break it. So just be patient with everything. Or you go like that. So it looks like there is a clip right here. This one appears to be broken already, but you can kind of get it, the gist of it. Next thing you want to do, I forgot how I removed this little handle. I think this one comes off when I try to take the door panel off. So for those of you who have manual windows, you're going to need, just a little, I use a microfiber, but you can use something else similar. It's not too thick. And then what you want to do is just what you want to do with your microfiber is get it in between. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but if I push it, you can kind of see a little bit in the back. So you want to get it in there, and all you gotta do is just kind of pull at it, go in every direction. And what you're doing essentially is this clip is holding on to back here, or if you can see that, the slot, this little clip holds this to the handle, or I guess the lever here. And what you're doing with the towel is just kind of opening it up. So I mean, if you saw it earlier, like it wasn't working this way, just make your way around it and it'll work. Next thing you want to do, there are some screws down here. There's 1, 2, 3. There's one more, if I remember correctly. Oh, there's this screw up here too. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe that's all of them, but we're just gonna take those out, unscrew them, and from there we'll try to remove the little handle here, and then we'll go from there. All right, once you remove those screws from the bottom, you want to take your tool and kind of just pry around. Once you get, the first one started, and kind of feel where the rest are. And just slowly tug at it. You don't want to pull it too hard. You don't want to break anything. it is advised to take this little tweeter out, so I think this one just pops up. Should. Actually, there is a little clip in there. Remove your tweeter. As you see, you kind of just tug at this part, take it off. So that is what's behind it. You know, these old cars, these clips tend to break. I broke a couple on the other side. So try to be careful as much as you can. So now you can see there is a speaker. On the driver's side, I used these screws. This is obviously a different screw, and then the adapter I just inserted into these, but this is what the inside of the door looks like. So let me go get the pieces and come back. All right guys, so this is the 3D printed part. I'll give you guys a close-up right now, but it took about almost 9 hours to make. We test fitted the speaker in here, and we had to kind of sand down the inner part because the speakers we're using, it's a little bit too thick, so it doesn't sit, easily. You kind of gotta press it in, and we don't want that. But yeah, this design is nice. I haven't tried to putting the door panel on yet, but to screw it in, I know these are a little bit longer than what should be in, but they fit, and there's probably like an extra maybe ½ inch, quarter inch of hanging out from the back, but it doesn't interfere with anything. So probably the hardest thing about this is trying to find good hardware. But yeah, let me take off the speaker and show you guys what this looks like. All right, as you can see, I was kind of struggling earlier trying to get that last bolt out, but these wires are really barely holding on. Let me see if I can. They're just barely, like maybe half the thickness of whatever wires in there. So I'm gonna replace probably just the. Well, actually, I think I'm gonna do both. but I'm not sure if this will fit on the negative. If not, we'll just do the positive, since that's really what matters here. Alright, it should fit. I think I'll do both then. Alright, so if you haven't done this, it's pretty easy. You're gonna need some wire crimpers. I bought these, I believe, just at Walmart. They were pretty cheap, or Home Depot. You can get these anywhere. And then you want to be able to get some of these connectors, some skinny ones, because I'm pretty sure, you know, whatever's in there won't work unless, especially if it's stock or something. But this is all someone else did this, the previous owners. But eventually I will redo this whole sound system. I want to put a little bit of sub and bass in it and just clean everything up, because it is a complete mess. So I'm just gonna cut this wire here. There you go. And then we're gonna strip it. You don't want to get too much, but you also don't want to get a little bit. I think that should be good. Just like that. There we go. And I think I might take off a little bit more. There we go. And so you grab your new connector. You're gonna slot the little bit of wire you have into the hole. And if it doesn't fit the first time, you might just want to, you know, twist the wire up to make it clean. And then using the top, these, you're gonna crimp it. There you go. I had to do this on the driver's side as well, because the positive wire was barely hanging on for its life, and it was just cutting out the speaker. Okay. Looks like a good connection, so let's do this one as well. Cut this wire off. Just strip it. If this is your first time doing it, you don't want to go too small. So the numbers will go from 0 to, you know, whatever it is. The smaller the number, the bigger the wire. So if you go too small for like 16 or 18, it'll cut the wire completely through. So just be careful and mindful of that. You don't want to cut your wire too short and, you know, not end up having enough. So same thing as the other one. We're just gonna slot this in here. There we go. We're gonna crimp it. Oh, it fell out. So let's make sure it's in. And there we go. All right, now that we got that all fixed up now, I'm gonna take our adapter, and this little slot is for the, you know, the cables to come through, but we're not worried about that right now. We're just gonna mount it up. So it has these little, or these big slots, for these, and then you use the screws. You know, there's 4 for the speakers. So we're just gonna slot this in here. Start the screw. Get the other screws. And just start screwing them in. See, once you got that now, take your speaker. These are mid-woofers, so they aren't actual like vocal speakers, but they sound pretty good in this car. Your connectors, don't want to mess these up, so you gotta bend them a little bit. At least I do. Your speakers might be a tad bit different, but general concept. So plug them in. And get your screws you took out earlier from the other speaker and just start slowly starting them, making sure everything's centered. I will have to find another screw since I don't really want to use that other bolt that was in here. So it might not sit perfectly flush. It should be okay. I don't think it would hurt too much. You don't want to screw these in too tight. You gotta remember this is plastic, or if you do have this particular speaker adapter, you don't want to crack the plastic. Well, as you can see, or I'm not sure if you can see, but this is probably all they're gonna go. I don't want to make it way too tight. I'm still missing one more right here, but speakers in. I'll probably go to the other side to put the door panel on, and it's basically reverse process besides making sure this fits and nothing hits. I think I need to find some shorter screws. All right, this might be a little bit hard to see since it got really dark really quick, so let me try to get this. I think something is hitting back here. Let's see. So unfortunately I didn't have time to record this because I was kind of in a rush, but the door panel wouldn't fit back on the door, and it was because of, you know, this trim that was around here. I'll throw a before picture on. You can see in the picture that you know, it was all the way up to right here. I even started trimming, you know, right there. So it took me a couple of, you know, attempts to try to see where or how much I could save with the door panel, but unfortunately everything would hit. So this is as flush as I could get it, or as I want it to be. I even had to trim, you know, most of the, you know, the inside right here. You can see a little bit better because it would stick out probably like right here, straight up, and then just had to, you know, go at an angle. And I wanted to keep these because I do eventually want to get these clips to go back on and sit on the door flush. Before I came out today, my driver's side would hit pretty bad, or I guess would get caught on the door seal when I would open the door. This one gets kind of caught. It's not bad. I'm gonna leave this for now. I had to adjust the speaker on the other side, and it's good. So that's what you would need to do. I was able to kind of, sit the speaker a little bit more flush. These speakers are a little too deep, I guess you can say, or wide, that they hit the little bar that's in like the back, like somewhere like right here. But if you'd like, or if y'all like, I can give y'all the exact dimensions of these speakers, so if you do get or make this adapter or whatever, that you get a little bit smaller of a speaker than I did. That's what the speaker looks like. So I'm just gonna put this back together. Alright, so when you're putting the window handle back on again, you want to try to make it, even with the other side. I usually just roll up the window all the way to the top and just, have the handles on both doors facing towards the front. But the trick is, I don't know if I can be able to show you guys, but to get this little clip back on, you want to put the handle on first, and then you see right there's kind of some slots. You want to try to slip this onto those. You see those slots right there on both sides? It kind of gets flat. You want to put the door handle on, or the window handle on, and then slide the clip into that position where, it's like, basically, I'm just gonna set it over where it sits in like this. And it'll be kind of hard, but you kind of, force it in there, and then it'll stick, hopefully. And you'll know when it's in, because you won't be able to see the clip anymore.